In this video, we're going to be talking about is how to create your very first YouTube ad. So even if you're brand new and you're like, hey, I have no idea what I'm doing, I just need to know that I need to be creating YouTube ads. I'm going to walk you through the entire process so that you can come out with some really good YouTube ads just by the end of this video. The great thing about this process is you actually don't have to sit down and like write a YouTube ad. So a lot of the challenges people run into is like the blank screen effect where you're like, hey man, I know I need to create some YouTube ads. I'm not sure what to do. We're not really going to so much as write a YouTube ads as we are going to assemble some YouTube ads in this video. And we'll walk you through step by step exactly how we do it at my agency. So the very first step out of all of this is we need to do a bunch of research. What we want to do is get super clear about who we're advertising to and what we're trying to create. And the best way to not have to stare at a blank screen is to go look at what other ads people are running and then figure out what do we want to take from what we know about our audience and our offer and what we're trying to promote and kind of use the ads that are working as a model to insert what we know into those ads. So the best place to start doing research is this site called vidtao.com. This is an amazing software. I use it all the time. And what you can do with VidTao is you can see what ads are running online and you can see unlisted ads. So these are ads that people are videos that people have unlisted on channels, but they're not actually, public. So you can only see them if they're here and you can see how many views these ads have. And one of the big correlations with advertising is people don't typically spend money on ads that aren't converting. So if you see an ad that's got a lot of views, it's probably making a good amount of money. So the best way to use VidTao is you can come up here to filter and then we just want to look for unlisted videos. You can set a duration if you want to, and you can set a view count so you can see that they have, more or less a certain amount of views. So you can kind of play with how you want to use these filters. And then what we want to do is just start searching for ads. So if we know some brands or something that we like that have seen some good ads online, so what we can do is just type in like publishing if we just want to get started there. And I can already start to see like what are the videos that are coming up and what are the channels that are running and how many views do those have in total. So like the Mickelson twins are a company that has been spending a ton of money on ads. Their ads are crushing it. And we can see what are their best ads. I can click on this channel name. I can actually go see like what are the other ads that they're running. And what I can do is start to dig around. What I like to do here is create my own swipe file. The best thing you can do as you're doing research here is just start taking a note of like, what are the ads that you really like? What are the links to those ads? So you can go back and find them later. And then what do you really like about those ads? Like what stands out to you about those ads? What I really like to look for is like one, the messaging, like what are they saying that I really like? The other thing is the visual style. So is it like, what is the style of the video? Is this done in a studio? Is this done just with a handheld camera? Is this done with B-roll and some voiceover? Like how did they actually shoot this? What do I like about that? And the other thing would be like visual elements. So like what visually did they do with the editing that really grabbed my attention? Some guys that do really good in the space that I'm always watching in the info product and course space is like Cole Gordon is great and he's great with messaging. He does a really good job with having great messaging in his ads. The Mickelson twins do a really great job of having really engaging ads. A lot of their stuff is like studio shots. So they do a lot of like really professionally polished style commercials. I think Christian Martin over at digitalnomad.com has some of the best videos in the game right now, but he's usually got like B-roll and voiceover. So these are different styles and different elements that we can take from these different videos. And now what we're doing is we're starting to pull together a list of different ads so that we can use as inspiration and we can model so that we know like what do we want to get visually in our ads and what do we want to get verbally in our ads and our messaging. Now the next part of this research process is not on the ads, but it's on actually the customers that we want to be targeting and who we want to be targeting online. So if you've done any kind of advertising or marketing in the past, you've probably got customer avatars. This is going to be a really good place to start. If you don't have customer avatars, the type of things we really want to get into is like getting super clear about who is the one person that we want to be speaking to with our ads. What are their current problems? What are their big pains? What are the issues that they're experiencing in their life? How can we actually make this like a really visual element? How can we get really specific and deep into like how this is affecting their life? Next thing is really like, what do they want to gain? So where do they want to get to? If you've heard the contrast of like heaven and hell island, we want to paint like the picture of where they're at now, what they really don't like about it, and then where do they want to get to? And what is that ideal place that they want to be? And then like what motivates them? What are the attitudes they have? What is the language that they use? How would they express the issues that they're dealing with? Again, a lot of this is stuff that you will already have if you've been doing any kind of marketing, if you've already got some kind of established messaging that you use in your business. If you are just getting started, again, the best place to find this is research online. So you can check out Facebook groups, comments, talk to your customers. I love getting this information from sales calls that we actually are talking to people. The jobs be done framework is probably the standard for the best way to actually do customer interviews and get this information. Surveys, there's a lot of ways to do this, but we really want to make sure we're figuring out who we are talking to and then also what what is the language that we're going to use that's going to grab their attention. So once we've done all that research, we have some ideas for what we want to be creating, and then we've got some things we can model, and we know the languaging and the messaging and who we're going to be speaking to. The next thing that we like to do is actually make a storyboard. So we use a software called Figma. Figma is really nice because it just gives you an easy way to like visually map out what you want to say. And at this point, you don't have to worry about your script. It's not exactly what you're going to say. It's really just like brainstorming and getting all the ideas out on the table. Now, the actual script that we have found works really well, and what we kind of have mapped out here. So what we want to do is call out to our audience. We want to have a hook. So this is like the very first engaging part of the ad. This is where we really want to spend a lot of time and energy coming up with multiple hooks, multiple ideas, figuring out how we can get a really good pattern interrupt that's going to grab somebody's attention, whether that's with words or whether that's visually. Some quick credibility building. We want to actually teach them something, so have some kind of educational element in the ad that gives them a new way of thinking or a different way of looking at things. Like make the offer, give them a call to action. After the first call to action, we want to differentiate, kind of tell them what's different about this than other opportunities they might have seen. Then we want to give them a second call to action. In the second call to action, we want to be super clear about what's going to happen. So this is oftentimes where what we will do is we will say like, hey, when you click the link, what it's going to do is take you to a landing page. When you get to that landing page, what you can do is fill out your name, email, and phone number, and that'll get you the video that we're talking about. And we will actually show the landing page on the screen and someone filling it out so they can visually see that next step. Then what we want to do is overcome any kind of skepticism, remove any risk involved with taking the next step, especially if this is like a low ticket purchase. We want to give them any kind of money back guarantee or anything like that. We want to create some urgency, and then we want to give them the final call to action. And this last call to action, what we really want to do is challenge them to become the person that they need to become in order to get the results that they want. So if we set up this idea of like a hell island and a heaven island and the bridge that they need to do to get to the other side, or, you know, you've probably seen in marketing, like your customers at point A and they want to get to point B and your product's a bridge to get there, right? Who do they need to become, or what do they need to experience in order to get to that next spot? I want to make that challenge, and that's a lot stronger than just like a normal, hey, click the button sort of call to action. A couple other things that we want to identify is like, what is the market stage that we're talking to? So are these guys really aware of what's going on? Or can we be super direct? Are they very unaware of what's going on? Do we need to be really indirect? What are the core emotions that we really want them to feel about our brand and about our offer? And this way we can think about visually what we want to get in there. We want to think about who we want to attract, and also like who is the anti-customer? Who do we not want to attract? So we can make sure to think about what kind of elements we could put in there to push away the wrong people. Now, once we have this script, what we'll do is just brainstorm ideas. And so we just put everything in here out onto this. And so that we've just got different elements and blocks that we could potentially use for the next ad. Now, one place that we spend a lot of time is with the hooks. So with the hook elements, there's lots of different ways you can do hooks. One of the best ways, again, is like do research, figure out what other people are doing and come up with really good ideas there. But definitely what we can do is come up with 4 or 5 or more different ways that we could begin the ad, because that beginning part of the ad is what's going to determine if somebody actually watches the rest of the ad. Usually we can find a lot of different elements over here in the body of the ad that will convert. That hook will make the biggest difference. So some of the different hooks that we'll use is like starting out with a really bold claim, starting out in the middle of a story, asking a question. A lot of times what we can do is visually show what they want. So instead of having to use messaging and someone speaking in order to actually get someone's attention, but we can visually grab someone's attention. Starting with a counterintuitive statement is really good. There's the classic if then. So if you want this, then you need to do that. Show people the old way and the new way. And then you could just point out pain points. So like, hey, if you've been struggling with XYZ, here's some really good ways that you could, you know, kind of do this. So these are some different hooks, ideas, and elements that you could use. But again, what we want to do is just brainstorm out these different elements. And if you're having a hard time coming up with ideas, go back to research. Go back to that swipe file that you started creating and start looking at different ads that really grabbed your attention. And then you can use those as ideas. One of the things about really great marketers is you're never really creating in a vacuum. You're never looking at a blank canvas. I have swipe files with hundreds of ads that I have saved over the years because those grab my attention. And so whenever I need to go back to coming up with ideas like this, a lot of times what I'll do is just start going through all the ads that grabbed my attention and start thinking about, that was a really good way to grab someone's attention. How could I do that for this brand that I'm working on now? So once you've got this all filled out, now you're ready to actually start scripting. And really what you just need to do here is take these elements that you've storyboarded out, get them onto a piece of paper, and then actually just read them through and figure out how do you get all of this in a script that transitions well from each element to each element and sounds like something somebody would say out loud. And that's one of the biggest tips that I've got for writing video scripts is a lot of people will sit down and write a video script like they would write a blog post or write something in an email, which that's not what you want because you're trying to get someone to actually read it. So the best thing you can do is just write it all out, get the first version, and then read it out loud and actually say it out loud and see if that's how you would say it. And if that's not how you would say it, then go back and write it like you would actually say it. If you're not the person who's actually going to be reading the script, once you get the script ready, actually give it it to the person who's going to be reading it and have them read it out loud and listen to them and listen for the parts where they kind of get stuck or they stutter, or you can hear that it's not the natural way they would say something. And then what you just want to do is rewrite that part until it sounds like a natural flowing script, because that's what you want. You want it to be like a natural flowing sounding script that somebody would say, because that's what's going to make it the most authentic ad. So at this point, we've done the research, we've storyboarded out our ad, and we've actually scripted it. And so step 4 here is where we actually go and record the ad. Now, the great thing about recording simple video ads is you don't need fancy equipment. You don't have to go out and buy a camera. There's really nothing you need that you probably don't already have. You can do really great video ads that look really authentic with just a smartphone. The 3 keys to having really good video ads, even if you're just using a smartphone, is that you want to have really good lighting. So make sure that there's good lighting on your face. If you have an artificial light, like a ring light, that works well. If not, you can stand in front of a window, that works. You want to have really good audio. So having a really clear sounding audio is super important. You want to make sure you're recording in a place that is silent. You don't have background noise. And then the very last one is like your actual energy. So like, how are you showing up on camera? I think it's really important if you're recording video ads, you want to make sure that you are in a good place when you start recording your ads, because that energy that you have is going to transfer over when you're recording that video. And oftentimes what I've seen is like your energy actually comes down a little bit on camera. So if you're recording with your normal energy, when you watch that, it's going to come down a little bit. So what you need to do is figure out how you can get yourself into a really high energy space, so that what you can do is when you record, it comes down a little bit and you come out with your normal good energy. But if you just focus on those 3 things, right? Having really good lighting, really good audio, and really good energy, you just need really like any standard smartphone that you can do. Hold up your phone, start recording. If you really want to start getting any kind of equipment, you can actually get a tripod. That will help a lot. You can get a better mic that you can plug into your camera. All of these things you can get, and you can improve your kind of recording setup as you go forward. One other tip is if you're having a hard time remembering your script, because it's a script and you're trying to say specific words, there's lots of apps available. So there's one called Video Teleprompter. There's one called Prompt Smart Pro. There's a ton of other options out there. And what you can do is you can just actually have the script show up on your phone. So all you're doing is holding your phone up, you're recording, you're making sure you got good light, you're making sure you got good audio, you're making sure you're good energy, and then you've got really good videos that you can start running ads with. Now, if you really want to start spending money on ads and getting some better equipment, I would really invest in like a tripod or a gimbal to get started first. I would invest in some lighting. I would invest in a better mic for your audio before I would actually go invest in a better camera. The camera is probably the last thing you need to buy in order to have like a really good setup. So then step 5 here is actually getting your videos edited. Now, if you've never edited a video, great news. There are tons of video editors out there that can help you edit videos. And one of the things with video ads is a lot of the magic can happen when you're editing the video. So just a pretty normal video of something like this, where it's a guy sitting here talking to a camera in his office all by himself, you can actually make that into a really cool video ad. If you've got someone that's adding some music, some effects, you've got some B-roll, you've got some people swiping stuff out. And this is where we go back to that research we did in the beginning, because when we work with video editors, what we do is we have a document that is all of the different things and best practices that we look for when we're doing video ads. We look for people who have either edited video ads in the past or people who are really good at video editors and can pick up pretty quickly what we're looking for. And we tell them we want to keep the video moving. We don't want to have too much stagnation where nothing's really moving in. We want to have it at least cutting in and cutting out. We want to switch to B-roll. We want to have music. We want to have sound effects. We want to make sure the music matches the emotion that we're trying to get. And then you can give them the different examples of ads that you found that you really liked and say, hey, this is what I liked. Can you do something like this? Now, just with that, you can usually find a video editor that can edit your ads, and it's not terribly expensive in order to get someone to come help you edit your ads. If you have absolutely no budget and you're like, I have to edit these myself, what do I do? One of the best at-home video editors right now on the market is called Descript. So you can check out the link down in the bio, or you can check it out just by Googling Descript. We really like this tool. We use this a lot when we have to edit stuff in-house, where it's just like, you know, if I just have to cut some clips, or someone on my team just has to cut some clips, rather than going to like one of these big video editors and trying to learn that, Descript actually just makes a transcription of your video, and then you can just cut out any areas where you didn't like what you said, you weren't supposed to say that, you had to go back, you need to remove some space. It actually has an automatic ums and like filler words removers, so you can actually just cut those out really easily. So if you're trying to do this at home, you can do that. And actually even check out this video up here, I think in this corner, where you can actually put captions on your videos so that Descript will automatically do that for you. That's another thing that we always add with all of our videos, is we always want to have captions so people can read what they're seeing. It kind of gives them 2 ways to intake that information. Descript makes that super easy to do. Fancy captions, they call it, where the text just shows right up on the screen for you. And then that's it. Those are the 5 steps in order to get this done. And when it's all said and done, you've got some really cool video ads like this. If you have a high ticket course or program, me and my team do completely done for you YouTube ad campaigns so that you can get 8 to 24 new high-ticket clients every single month. And we even guarantee the performance of our ads. So our ads outperform what you currently have, or we will build you completely new ones for free. I know what holds a lot of people back from running YouTube ads is the creative. So we take care of all. And now you can actually go start running YouTube ads knowing that you've put in a lot of the work into having great ads. And that's what's gonna make the biggest difference with YouTube ads is when you spend most of your time and energy here on the creative part of actually coming up with great ads. I can't tell you how big of an impact it will have when you have a winning ad and then you just test 5 different hooks on that ad to figure out what's actually gonna get the best engagement. If you will spend 80% of your energy on the creatives, you will have incredible results in the long run. Now you've got some ads that you can actually start running. Go test it out live, rinse and repeat, keep doing this process, keep a swipe file so that you can always go back to the ads that have inspired you in the past and you can use that as something to model to go make better ads in the future. And now that you've got your ads and you actually want to get started setting things up inside the ads manager, this video right here will actually show you how you can go and set up your first campaign so you can get started running YouTube ads. You can actually launch your campaigns, figure out what's working, optimize and scale those ads so you can start making money with YouTube ads. So check out this video right here and I'll see you over there.